Yeah. Okie dokie. Whoa, whoa. Let's see if my sound is up. Let's see what my sound is doing. Yeah. Okie dokie. Whoa, whoa. Let's see if my sound is up. Let's see what my sound is doing. Let me up the volume a little bit. Yeah. Okie dokie. Whoa, whoa. Let's see if my sound is up. All right. Let's see what my sound is doing. Okay, let's see. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Let me up the volume a little bit. Yeah. Okie dokie. Whoa, whoa. Let's see if my sound is up. 1, 2, 3. All right. Let's see what my sound is doing. Okay, let's see. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Let me up the volume a little bit. Yeah. Okie dokie. Whoa. Let's see if my sound is up. All right. Okay, there we go. Okay. Looked like I wasn't started there for a minute. I don't know what happened to my stream, so I'm gonna just check the sound real quick. Um, I don't know what happened to my stream, so I'm gonna just check the sound real quick. Um, I don't know what happened to my stream, so I'm gonna just check the sound real quick. Um, I don't know what happened to my stream, so I'm gonna just check the sound real quick. I don't know what happened to my stream. All right. Here we go, brothers. What's up? This is the Reluctant Nabi back again. And this is going to be a doozy for you, okay? All right. I'm just trying to see where my music volume is. All right. So I like what we got going on here. Hip hop, what do you do? Photos can eat not what I can do and be the miserable lyrical rapper. For those who think the mind quick, mind went faster. I get more women than a man can appreciate it. And I want you to be intimidated. I'm supposed to get it. I get loose and I don't need the help of gin and juice. I'm incredible, unforgettable, don't forget it. Step through me wrong, I'll make you regret it. The reluctant I'll be on the mic. Just doing what you like. I like it when it goes well like this. Okay. Oh yeah, I used to do a little hip hop and alright. I used to do a little something. Alright. So what's up to everybody out there? Alright. What's going on? So let me greet everybody real quick. Paborn hardu budag ola oi to the vein, vastus los bonja mezami, kedo bawani kwanichi wa, ni hao ni ama, sani bonani, jumbo herbarigani, assalamu alaikum and shalom. Okay. Now, right off the bat, This is going to be more of a call-in because I'm using a different method of doing this live stream right now. All right. Uh-oh, that didn't go well. There we are. All right, so I'm using a different method of doing this live stream right now. All right, and so if you can, brethren, this is going to be a call-in. Now, right off the bat, let me mention, if you can, go to Facebook, Instagram, or whatever y'all do, and take a moment to share the video, share this live stream with some of the brothers to let them know that we are here. Because there is a lot of important information that I would like for us to get to. All right. And one thing, holy cow, really? Okay. Okay, so one thing that was really going on was there was a video by Brother DC Rob, okay? And basically, there are some brothers that basically they just got the hell set up. And so they were talking about their case on his show. And I wanted to do a little bit of that from DC Rob's show. All right. And the reason why is that when we get caught up as Afro men, there is no one to tell the tale. All right, I want y'all to understand this. When we get caught up somewhere as Afro men in an unrighteous and unjust manner, we have no friends. None. And the last people we could look to for any kind of aid or assistance is the government. All right, the last people we could look to is the government. Now, we had more sympathy under Trump than you will have under these BW and Biden. The reason why they're putting black women in these positions because they know that they are anti-us. That is the good Afro man. That is the man that actually care about the community. These women, one dude said it best. They will call the straight man GHEY, but fight you tooth and nail, gang up on you if you insult one of their GHEY friends. Let me repeat that. If you insult a black woman's GHEY friends, she and other black women will jump up on you. They will castigate you. They will do everything in their power to fight on behalf of them. But these same women will then turn around in order to insult you as an Afro man that's straight and care about his family. They will call you GHEY, especially if you call them out for the wickedness that they have done to the community. All right. Now, I have one more other thing. So, my PayPal me and my Cash App is in the description box. But for you brothers that are, sent out the links for the class, all right, for you normal subscribers that didn't get a chance to give the brother the 35, do that and you could come into the class. We'll catch you up on everything. We're going to be talking about how to put each other ahead in this game and what we're doing in that class. All right. So, y'all got my email is going to be nabicrypto@hotmail.com. So I'm going to put it in here right now. All right, now, I want to start off with this, and I'm going to have to read your comments because I'm using a different platform. Hey, what's up, Big Q? Oh, I'll be in that area when I get back. All right. So what's up, Daniel Porter? Big Q. Francois Benero. I'm invisible for the black woman. All I got me is Spanish woman do not want. Right. Okay, what's up, Captain Marvel? Right. And the BW has built in a disrespect for the Afro man because that's what the Caucasian man has. And the Caucasian man don't have disrespect. He has fear of us. So understand the difference. Black women disrespect us because they know who they raised, or at least they thought they did. But what they didn't understand that it is the Afro male's nature to want to become a man in many cases. So because they raised us in a weakened state whereby they and other black women can control us, a lot of us have broken that control by joining the military, joining other male groups, perhaps going into the system, gangs, whatever way it took for us to hang around nothing but men and understood that our survival depended on us being men. All right. See, so that kind of backfired. And then we looked at the damage that they did to us on purpose. Okay. What's up, SC Made? Youngboy 24. All right. What's up, Van Auger? Right. So no matter, and here's the thing, right? So what's going on is most of the hate that we got was from them. All right. But we never really understood the degree to which that hate permeates. And much of it is out of jealousy. So let me say this right off the bat. It is now open season in every country that despises the Afro men. It is open season on us. From Africa all the way to South America. All right. It's a level of racism and jealousy. All right. And right now, I'm going to put Ecuador on blast. In a way that Colombia, a lot of people are understanding there's certain things you can't do. It's a lot of jealousy going on here. And I have a problem with that because it's not the same way in Brazil. And if people would be more friendly, people would want to do more for them and share with them. All right. And then we got a lot of ignorant dudes coming down here to Colombia too. So that goes along with it. So I can understand on both sides of that thing. But Ecuador, what happened in Ecuador is plain old racist, racist by the Ecuadorian government. There's some racism going on within the United States government. And when you hear the story of what's happening to this dude, and then look at what Joe Biden is doing. All right. There's a couple of things I want to go over in this video. Now, keep in mind, this channel is shadow banned by YouTube. Unless people tell you that I'm live, you won't know I'm live. Unless people tell you or share my videos, you'll never know what's going on from a real point of view. All right. What's up, Greg Mahone? What's up, Tyson Cole? All right, Young Boy 24. All right, what's up, Only Premium Solo TV? Hey, what's up, JOI Brandon? All right, so this is what's going on, brothers. When we say save yourselves, this is what I mean. There are certain brothers you need to stay away from. If they're a part of an organized group, you do not be a part of any organized group. And what I mean by organized, I mean organized, established group. All right? Whereby you have to pay dues and all the rest of that stuff too. If you have to pay dues, all right, let me put it to you this way. We got a group. Nobody has to pay dues. But if somebody has some skill and stuff, yeah, we're gonna bless them for the skill that they give us. But y'all know my thing. I would like for y'all to donate more to my channel. I could do more if you did donate more. But if you don't got it, I don't want it. Why? Because your first duty is to yourself and your family. So there's no dues. I haven't been getting a lot of donations, but it hasn't been stopping me from doing videos. I can't do the StreamYard right now because I don't have the money to do that. But I use another method. You see how that goes? Okay. And so, what's up, David Bowman? Did I get you? All right. And so what we have here, y'all, what we have going on here is we have a stretch of enemies across everywhere. All right. And if we don't find a way to band together as a small group, even as a small group that has means to get the word out to help one another, all right, everybody's going to go down. And when I say small group, I mean small group of men. Hey, what's up, Mr. Panama? Right. She's not hard to push aside because all we have to do to the BW is push her aside. What's up, Timothy Johnson? We need to push her aside and not to allow her in our groups. If you notice the thing that we discuss on Sunday, we don't have no women in that discussion, in that thing. Because it's not for women. It's for men that's going to lead, for us to get our finances right, and all the rest of that stuff. Right? My primary support, when it comes to a woman that I honor, there's 2 women I honor, 3 or 4, but one above many from this channel, and that's Bertha. The next one is Charlotte. Then Woman of the Past, and then Mega Dawn. All right? Period. They're the only ones that supported my channel in some way, shape, form, or fashion. All right? What's up, Black Curls? Right. And so we're not accepting women. We're not accepting them. But if we're going to vet, then the only women that I would want coming to what we do on Sundays, our little class on Sunday, is Bertha Huff. really mainly, period, Bertha Huff. And that's it. And that's because I think she's a seasoned woman, and all the rest of them, all the rest of the women that support, I think they would be suitable as wives. If you can go over to England and get one of them. All right. Hey, what's up, Aranda Lee? All right. And so, basically, so this is what's going on as we look at the news. All right, I'm going to break the news down to you. Hold on for a second. All right. The United States government is supposed to be for the people and by the people, except that when people like Joe Biden appoint somebody to government, all right, the people he appoints, they're not for the people. The black people there are not for Afro people. The people calling them black people in the black caucus, they're not for Afro people. They're for their pie that they get out of the government is because when they're elected, they want to preserve the government against the people because that's how they're getting rich. Notice that a lot of elected people go in poor and end up becoming very, very rich as a result of their office. I mean, millionaires, almost overnight. All right? Almost overnight, these dudes become millionaires. Almost overnight. What's happening is, and I want y'all to pay attention to this, they're using identity politics in the worst way. They're not appointing people that could do the job that's black. They're appointing people that's going to be loyal to Biden and the Democratic Party. Meaning that whenever the Democratic Party wants us destroyed, all these people, these black women that Joe Biden is appointing, they will be more than happy to destroy us. Now, I want to show you some things, and then let's go here real quick. I want to go real quick to the brethren who are in and hopefully let's see. Let me know if y'all can hear this.
Man. This has got to be one of the craziest stories I've ever heard. Honestly, man, I'm sorry you guys are having to go through this. This is. Has your family gone down?
Can y'all hear that? First, before we get into this, I want to make sure y'all can hear. So, can you hear him? Let me see. Can y'all hear that? First, before we get into this, I want. All right, I'm gonna play some more to see if we can hear it.
To visit you, and are they in?
Pack my bags, get some supplies together, and we jumped on a plane the first week of June and came down to Ecuador.
Over again, there's still like on one side, there's like something white right there. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, excellent. And John, yeah, it's cutting off top of your head a little bit too. Okay. So, I mean, so wait a minute. So you're not familiar with my research and what I've done for Timothy Reed in Colombia?
The contact that you made.
I got you. Now, I'm a sales guy. Random for a robbery, a robbery gone wrong, which is do it. Let me tell you something, because I would not be able to do what I've done so far without his assistance. With that said, I would like to, help bring your story to the light, because the main thing about that one is, on top of calling and emailing and tweeting and so on, 100 different the news media. So let me think. We need to.
Okay, hold on. Let's see. All right. Were y'all able to hear any of that?
I think you just have to shine a light on. People have to know that this can even happen. And, like I've been saying in my last couple of videos, because I had somebody tell me, we assume the risk when we go overseas, to know that the U.S. government is not going to readily step up and represent you. You go overseas. But as many times as I've been overseas and to as many countries as I've been, I thought in the back of my head the U.S. government had my back. Ultimately, if something were to happen to me or to my family, I would think, I always thought, oh, you get back to the U.S. Embassy and that's America in that country and you're taken care of. They'll look out for you. It's
not if you're black.
It's not true.
He's not going to say it, but I'll say it for him.
I've been trying to let guys know for the past, what?
Not if you're black. See, we're Afro people, but they look at us as black. They taught every last country that we are black. And this is why I think we need to stop with the reparation talks right now. We as Afro men need to sue the United States, not for reparation. We need to sue them for libel and slander. These mofos in this country, through Hollywood, through the media, and everything else, have lied and put us in such a bad light that they have caused imminent harm to us as a people. And the countries know that they could set us up any old kind of way and get away with it, because they know that the government will not step in on our behalf if we have this color skin. They know that the United States is pretty much run by all of its embassies by racists. That's why these dudes are in jail.
2 or 3 weeks since I've evolved. Is there anything else after the conviction? Because I read your story about, evidence being tampered with and so on. So there's a lot more details that we need to get into. But is there anything else to the story that my viewers need to know up front, like in this video, something you think they need to know now?
The main thing for my part is the day that that the report alleged that these guys went missing, Hero and Klinger. Hero actually was a DJ for my brother on the farm. He was a friend, close to know, and tried to fight for us, is that there was never any forensics done. no autopsy. The day that they left, no problem, because we had 125 acres. So it's the day that these guys, that the report alleged that these guys went missing, Hero and Klinger. Hero actually was a DJ for my brother on the farm. He was a friend, a close friend of ours. His whole family was close. His grandfather worked on the farm. His brother did motocross. So he used to come on our farm and do his motocross on the farm, but no problem, because we had 125 acres. So it's difficult to monitor 125 acres, you know. So the main thing that we want people to know and try to fight for us is that there was never any forensics done, no autopsy. The day that they alleged that these guys were missing, myself, my brother, our mom, our father, we were in another city about 3 to 4 hours away, you know. So the day these guys went missing, we weren't even there. So that's the issue. And if they didn't do any forensics to determine time of death, location of death, and then they found blood, they never tested it. They found semen, they never tested it. It's a whole lot of things that they deliberately didn't test because it would have proved our innocence. In our case, they purposely charged us in 3 different categories. We had 2 antique guns on the farm. They charged us for the antique gun. I smoke weed. We had weed on the farm. They charged that separate. And then they charged us for murder. So originally when we were arrested, they only charged us for marijuana and 2 guns, right? And then for the murder. So originally we weren't even charged for murder. So what we want the viewers to do, what we want our family, friends, people that is watching this, we need forensics. This is what has turned over so many cases.
Okay. Okay, so y'all hear this, right? They need forensics. All right. And so basically, this is what happened. These guys went down to Ecuador. The younger guy went down first.
What year was this? 2017? So
yeah, we were arrested March 11th, 2017.
Yeah, so that's 4 interview. Make major news, and then nothing ever gets done. I personally believe that
the only person that stood out to us is the new ambassador for the here in May.
There's an address, and let's see. I have a small audience. You go through this, man. You seem like a couple of sharp brothers, man, and this is just to as many countries as I've been. I thought in the back of my head that you.
So this is the jail they're in.
So myself and brother in this cell together.
All right, so they went to 2 separate jails.
And to get a phone inside of here just
and I knew it was a hit. I just knew it was a hit. It happened. I would news media. So
the Jamaicans and the Trinidadians and the Guyanese used to have. It has its pros and cons. And everything.
When I moved,
I'm trying to get back to the other story
for you. Is code or something I can.
Yes, I went to Washington and Jefferson College.
Okay, so let me break this down. What's going on here? All right. Okay, I don't know what happened. I don't know what's happening, folks. Let me go back to my thing and see if I could pull some other stuff up. Okay, there's that. Okay, so my PowerPoint don't want to work. Hold on. Let's see. Let me do something real quick. All right, so these brothers were wrongfully accused. All right. Let me see if I can pull it up a different way. You have some brothers that were wrongfully accused.
In this video, I interviewed two brothers who were...
All right, let's see this. All right. Boy, I really got to play games with this. And here's the funny thing, brothers. Understand this. A lot of times while we are trying to get to something, okay, while we are trying to get to something, a lot of these systems are not allowing it. All right? A lot of these systems are not allowing it. And a lot of the reasons why they are not allowing it is because there is a fear of what we might hear. And sooner or later, something might galvanize us to action.
International club on the property that I cater to the locals and also to tourists that came through. The story really starts out with Ecuador just being my dream. When I was...
All right, so let me see. Can y'all hear this? The story starts out with Ecuador being his dream. Hey, Dwight, what's up? What's up? All right, these dudes are stuck in Ecuador. All right. Okay. All right, and so this is what's going on. All right, now pay attention. Think we got it now.
In college, I did an exchange program in Quito at the University of San Francisco, and I joined an ecotourism project. And I fell in love with what I saw out here. I love the natural living, the organic life. And
I don't know if you would call it a resort, but you had a...
He stated that he was present before the police arrived for the warrant.
Really? Okay. So they knew ahead of time, or they had a thought, someone informed them that there may have been bodies on the property?
The victim's father claimed that he knew ahead of time that there was dead bodies on the property. In his official statement, he presented to the police, and in the court, he stated that he was present before the police arrived for the warrant.
Okay.
So understand this. The police got a warrant because their neighbors said there were dead bodies on a thing. The police came with the warrants to arrest them for some other stuff. And then You know who went to dig up the body? Not the police, not the prosecutor, but the very people that called the police on them.
So you're there. Let me take a couple of steps back now. Where you're in prison right now, right? For how long?
They sentenced us to 34 years, 8 months.
And this began when?
We were sentenced in 2018. So the legal process took about a year for us to go to court, and then we were sentenced in 2018, January 2018.
Okay, let me ask you this, because I'm currently dealing with the U.S. Embassy.
And this list, we tried to contact lawyers on this list. Most of the lawyers that
guys at all.
This is the only help they got from the U.S. Embassy. The U.S. Embassy sent them a list of lawyers that was absolutely useless, to which the U.S. Embassy had a disclaimer: we don't know anything about this list we're sending you. In other words, they just looked at the phone book and sent them the phone book.
They considered assistance. I do not consider it assistance at all, because the only thing they offered to do for us, they said they can give us a list of lawyers that they recommend. They gave us this list in the middle of 2017 while we were in prison. And this list, we tried to contact lawyers on this list. Most of the lawyers that were on this list were civil lawyers or retired lawyers.
Okay, yeah, I'm familiar with that. I'm familiar with the list. I'm familiar with the disclaimer that came with that list that said that we don't recommend, here's a list of attorneys to use, but we don't know any of them and we can't vouch for them. And yeah, I'm very familiar with that. So,
all right, now understand this. This is the U.S. Embassy if you're black. Because, you know, they count you as a color. If you can't be an animal anymore, then you're only a color. Pay attention. That's the only two ways they see you: as a crayon or an animal.
It's in Cuenca.
Cuenca.
In front of us, they murdered 33 people.
Now,
they contact us every 6 months since Corona. And this list, we tried to contact lawyers on this list. Most of the lawyers that were on this list were civil lawyers or retired lawyers.
Okay, yeah, I'm familiar with that. I'm familiar with the list. I'm familiar with the disclaimer that came with that list that said that we don't recommend. Here's a list.
Been through video chat that they've spoken with us, and their questions are, how do you feel health-wise? Is anyone bothering you? Do you have any problems? And I'm not sure how up to date you are with the prison system here, but just February 23rd, in all the regional prisons in this country, there was an outbreak of gang war. In the prison that we're located, right in front of us, they murdered 33 people in a span of 2 hours.
They're in a place where they murdered 33 people in a span of 2 hours.
Wow. Okay.
In front of them. That's where the U.S. got these brothers at. All right. And they were set up to be there. They got set up by a bunch of jealous neighbors who wanted their property.
The U.S. media circuit. Would I be true with that?
21 in 2014.
And then you asked for your brother to come down and give you a hand. Said, this is the life.
Yes.
So the police, let's go back to the beginnings. The victim's family had a warrant, came with the police to the property saying that there were bodies on the property. Once they got there that day, did they know where to go? Did they know where to dig?
Yes, the situation was they didn't come stating that there was dead bodies. They informed the police that there was drugs, a drug plantation, and police weapons on the property. So that was what the warrant stated. Okay. When they arrived with the police started to raid because I had 4 homes on the property. They started with the first home, And while the police were raiding the first home where my brother and I were sleeping, the victim's family went behind the home and started to dig without police supervision.
So the victim's
In
family,
about 15 to 20 minutes.
y'all hear that? The victim's family went behind not the police, the victim's family went behind the home to dig for bodies that they knew that were there, but these guys didn't know that were there. They didn't do any forensic because any forensics would have cleared them. Not only that, one of the things that they wanted from these dudes was for them to sign over the land, not sell it. They wanted $1 million, then $500,000, then $100,000. So all this was a scam by the Ecuadorian government police officers to get money out of some Americans.
Police, they still had us on the floor. We were just handcuffed laying on the floor. They kept asking us, do you know why we're here? I said, no, can you please explain to me? They said, because we believe you have a cocaine plantation. Right at that time, we hear screams outside. They now stand us up and they sit us down. We're sitting for about 5 minutes. A police officer comes in and says, do you know what's outside? I said, no. He said, there's 2 dead bodies in your backyard. From there, we hear more screams and yelling because it's an indigenous family. They came with about 50 people to enter the farm with the police. From there, the prosecutor enters and says, do you know what's going on? I said,
so the indigenous families, along with other families, came. They are the ones that dug up and mysteriously found bodies that they'd never seen. So these brothers here never seen any bodies at all. They have nothing to do with it, right? And the indigenous people came. They wanted the land, basically. So basically, at the beginning of the story, these guys bought the land off of a Canadian. And the Canadian white man left and went back to Canada. And this white dude probably knew what was up, right? These guys buy the land, do some stuff, put some farm animals on it, hire some people in the neighborhoods, all right, have a thing going, and these indigenous people come, and this whole thing is a setup that involves the police and the governments and the U.S. government, because the U.S. government should smell a rat when they don't do any kind of investigation and when they railroad, but you know, the skin is not the right color. Oh, and they're straight men. This dude had a wife and child.
no, they keep telling me I have drugs, and now they tell me I have 2 dead bodies on my property. He said, yes, you're under arrest. From there, the police take my brother and myself, and they say, you guys are in danger. These indigenous will kill you. They load us into a pickup truck. My girlfriend was at my other house with her son. They handcuff her and take her son. They put us all in a pickup truck. But before I even get to the pickup truck, the police allow the indigenous to punch me twice in the face. From there, we get into the pickup truck. They drive us off the property, and they leave the indigenous there at the crime scene.
All right. Now, understand this. So these people were jealous, racist. They punched the dudes. Understand? Then they went and robbed the stuff, ransacked the farm, and burned down the houses.
From there, they don't take us to the local police station in Pelor because they keep insisting that the indigenous will come and kill us. So from there, they drive us about an hour and a half away to the city of Macas. We're still unsure of what is actually occurring. We haven't seen any bodies. There's obviously no drug plantation on my property. They take us to Macas. I start insisting that I want a phone call. They say, not yet, not yet. I say, what is going on? Why are we under arrest? For what reason are we under arrest? They don't want to explain themselves. They said, wait till our superior comes. From there, I believe it was a captain that arrived, and he states, your property has completely been destroyed. In the time it took for them to take us off the property and drive us to Macas, which was about an hour and a half away, all the houses were completely ransacked, fridges, speakers, TVs, everything, even the pigs, the cows, everything that was on the property.
So basically, this was nothing but a robbery again. But they're American citizens. They are being railroaded. America didn't even they didn't intervene at all in this because their skin color is the wrong color and they're heterosexual men.
Was stolen and the 4 homes were burned to the ground. From there, I continued to insist I need to make a phone call. So they finally allowed me permission to make a phone call. I called the embassy. The embassy, this was, I believe, a Saturday. The embassy states to us that if there anyone that we want them to contact, I said, I would love for you guys to come and clarify the situation because we have no involvement. From there, they said, all we can do at this time for you is notify your family of what the situation is.
And so that's how damn useless the American embassy is. That's your American embassy, people. That's the American embassy. Now, I want y'all to look at this real quick. Brothers, if you don't believe that the United States and these people running the government want us eliminated, and they're allowing open house to all governments on us. This is why our stories do not make the news in the United States when little Afro girls are kidnapped from their moms, because a lot of times their moms are in on it. This is why we do not make the news outside of the United States. All right? And no, we don't understand the risk when we go somewhere. Some things we understand the risk. You don't go flashing gold in Colombia. But some risks we don't understand. Like if you're a good person that goes to help and you're doing something that benefits the community, you should expect not to die. I mean, really. That should be understood. But there's some other things I want y'all to understand. Here's some other things I want y'all to understand. All right? And I want y'all to understand this. And don't get hung up by the title. Biden nominated as many minority women to be judges in 4 months as Trump had confirmed in 4 years. But what they don't tell you is whether or not these women are qualified to be nominated for these positions, or if this is just a political hack. They were nominated simply because they were black women. Oh, here's another thing they don't tell you. That they are only interested in putting black women in high positions. Do you know why? Because they've seen how destructive this is to the Afro family, whereby a Caucasian woman can be a judge and still go home and be the wife, where the man is the head over the family. Because judge is just a job that she does for the government, but wife is her duty to the home. And the home is far more important than the job she does to the government. She uses her job for the government to make her home a better place for the children. The BW does the complete opposite. She uses her job with the government as if that is the primary responsibility that she has, and her home is secondary. Even her own children are secondary. They understand that more Afro people have died at the hands of the BW since 1973 than all other things combined, directly and indirectly. Understand this, brothers. This is directly and indirectly. This is what we're dealing with. This is why when we go somewhere and stuff happens to us like what's going on with them brothers, this is why there is no one there for us. All right, I'm going to break this down. None of these people that have been elected or appointed have dug any innocent Afro man out of anything if they were our color. All right? For you new people, don't forget to get them thumbs up. Never mind, I see y'all did that. But yeah, for the new people, don't forget to get the thumbs up. My PayPal me and my Cash App is in the description box. So if you would like to help this channel out, look in the description box and remember, you take care of yourself and family first. I was just thinking, I was hopefully want to see if I can get Rob up in here. All right, so he could talk to us a little more about this. This is why we need to organize ourselves. Hey, brother, can you call in on my WhatsApp so that you could be on the loudspeaker? Because I'm using StreamYard OBC, so I'll have to do it that way. Okay, so I'm hollering at DC Rob. Better yet, I'll call you to see if our connection is good and see if they can hear. I'm calling DC Rob because I think there is more people, if we brothers don't sound off. And we need to all start doing these videos. And putting this up here. DC Rob is the first person, right? I'm probably the second person to talk about this because I heard it from DC Rob. And since the Caucasian democratically, the Democratic-led media who think they're superior to everyone and only they should have rights and nobody else should have any, since they're not going to say anything, it is up to us to say something. All right? And so, basically, I'm just saying if let me see something real quick. Let me call Texas Marine or some, hold on for a second. Let me test this real quick. Okay, yeah, there we go. All right, And so all of us should be talking about this until we can get some stuff done. Hey, brother, I just wanted to see if they're able to hear you. All right. I know. Okay. And so, and I told them about the class. And so, hey, can you hear Brother Elijah clear enough? Say something, Elijah.
Yeah, I'm here.
All right. And so I wanted to see if y'all could hear him clear enough. But I'm talking about doing about Afro news when something happens to Afro people. The same thing we're doing as far as finance. All of us get on one accord that's going to get on one accord. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I didn't realize you were on. I just turned on. I'm seeing this terrible story about these young men. So, yeah, this is.
Right. Yeah. And so we have nobody, I'm telling y'all, we have nobody but us. All right. We have my channel that's being shadow banned. So if y'all don't share what I'm talking about, then a lot of people ain't going to get help, because the only other thing that the sad state of Afro men affairs is, the only other thing they want to look at is dudes talking about booty and dudes talking about females. You got females that's now taking our talking points, and they got more men on their channel talking about how women should act. They got men on their channel listening to a woman who should be talking to other women, talking about how women should treat men. Men shouldn't be on that channel at all. But that is the state of America, where the dudes are so sad that they would rather go and listen to a woman talk about what women should do, instead of listening to the brothers as we talk about what, not only what we should do, what we're going to do. Oh, and hell, what we're doing.
Right.
We are actually doing stuff in the community, but it is hindered because we don't have a lot of dudes helping. We have more dudes being destructive to what I'm trying to do than dudes that are helping. Let me repeat that. We have more dudes that are being destructive to what I'm trying to do than dudes that are helping. Period.
Well,
go ahead.
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. But the ones of us that are going to fight, we're not going to stop.
Right.
And but I like what you said. Because this type, I got to tell you, bro, I don't get shocked not too much, but this is like shocking. I'm like, wow.
Yeah, they set these dudes up.
But I am surprised, but I'm not.
I'm gonna put his video. I'm gonna put DC Rob's video in the description box so that y'all can go and hear the whole thing. Okay, so it's going after this. I'm putting it in the description box. So we got this going on. We got brothers like Brother Elijah here teaching about a way to do more money. You got me teaching about credit. Mind you, these are the lowest watched videos on my channel. And then dudes want to wonder why they're in financial trouble, because the only thing they watch in mass is when you talk about the BW. But when I talk about them, I'm talking about constructive things that we can do. All the things that I am doing has been parlayed off of that thing. So that isn't just what I talk about. I put up how Joe Biden and Kamala Harris is making all of America look, and the weakened state in which The United States now sits because of them. Okay, well, what does that have to do with us? We travel. And so these dudes, Ecuador knew that they could set these dudes up. One, because they're black, because they come from the land of Crayola. In other words, in Ecuador, they would call them negros. Negro. But no, they're America. So they're black. They're the color of a crayon. Right? Here's the other thing. They know that the government is weak as hell and don't give a damn about black people. They'll protect the Chinese. Day one, Biden gave transgenders protection. And in 400 plus years, we ain't got nothing from the Democrats. We had it from the Republican Party right during Reconstruction. But the Democrats made deal with the Republicans, and that went away quickly. The Democrats have always been, huh?
Malcolm X warned us in the 60s about this.
He said, Malcolm X said, anyone that votes Democrat, you know what? Let me just, to your race. He said that because he knew who they were. We all should have known who they were, but we too busy following the females and following dudes that only want to get money out of us. And now we got dudes sitting up in prisons outside of the United States who've done nothing wrong but be set up because they was doing actually something good, hiring the local people, had the local people in those houses. And because the indigenous wanted their land, and it wasn't the land that they wanted their stuff. So you best believe that when they stole all the equipment and everything, the police got in on it too, because they crooked as hell there too. That is a racist government to do something to people like that, to railroad people like that. That's what racism is. And they did it because they understood that the United States do not stick their necks out, hands out, or a fingernail out for the Afro man. And you can do any unjust or unjust thing to him. This is what happened.
And there's the evidence.
And there's the evidence. Biden nominated all these women. He nominated your adversary brothers. They're putting these adversaries in charge of everything. You know why he's putting these particular women in? Because when they want us destroyed, these women will destroy it to keep their position.
And it gives them an excuse.
And it gives them an excuse. Well, it gives the Caucasian man an out. Well, you know, it ain't us. It's them black women judges that giving you them dishonorable, making all those decisions and stuff like that. And even if they put the men there, that is their unjust system. There is no justice in American justice. There is none. I'm going to tell you how bad it is for us. You know who's freed the most people? For us, see, close. All right, let me pull something up real quick. Let me pull something up. Hey, let me get you off just in case DC Rob hollers back at me real quick. All right, thanks for showing up.
Okay.
All right. All right, I'm going to see if DC Rob calls in. My line is open in case you decide to call in and speak on that. Period. We're talking about it now, and I think I may have sent you a link. Period. The link you have, we have played part of your video, but if you could come and talk about it, you'll be most welcome to. You'll have to just call me on WhatsApp and you'll be connected. All right. So this is the state that we're in, right? Now let's get to this, and I want y'all to understand this because this is vitally important. Y'all have to understand that we need to stop looking at skin tone We need to stop looking at skin tone to figure out who's for us and who's not. Brothers, I've been trying to tell you. We've been letting the BW and these other clowns tell us, oh, all white people are bad. And had it not been for some white people, like Brian Banks, he'd be still rotting in the jail that Juanetta Gibson put him in, falsely. Brothers, this is the Innocence Project. I want to just go over some information with you about this Innocence Project. I want y'all to understand the about. The Innocence Project was founded in 1992 by Peter Newfield and Barry Shett at Cardozo School of Law. They exonerate the wrongfully convicted through DNA testing and reforms the criminal justice system to prevent future injustice. Who does this? White men. White men, I want y'all to understand this. White men got a whole bunch of Afro men free. I want y'all to look at this. When these Afro men come out of these prisons, I want y'all to understand something else. They don't go back to the BW. Because in many of these cases, they're the ones that wrongfully put them there. Like the dude that owed $32,000 in child support that the courts, the black woman, the lab, the judge, the prosecutor who kept putting him in jail, and there's a black female judge to understand this, who don't care about justice, knew 100% that man didn't owe this child support, that baby wasn't his. But in the mind of this black female judge, she said that it's for the good of the child. No, the good of the child is to find who the father is. All right, that's not justice. But then again, I keep telling you, they put these women on a bench that don't care about justice. And remember, the law is not about justice. It's about winning and losing at any cost. And if you see these Caucasian people have freed more Afro men than anybody, because there's a reason. Watch out. Here's the reason. Because when it gets down to it, the most framed people and the easiest to frame and the least protected individual in the United States of America is the Afro man. You want to know who the next least protected is? The next least protected person in the United States is the Afro child. The least protected person is the Afro man. Now, that's the least protected person outside of the womb of the BW. The least protected person, if you want to count what's inside the womb of the BW, is going to be the so-called black child. Oh, and it's worse than that. 60% of abortions by BWs are Afro males. Which then goes back to that the least protected person in the United States of America is the man with my colored skin. Or the male with our colored skin. Do you know who's fighting for us to live harder than us? A few white people. Yeah, that's right, I said it. I have met some white, racist white people. Met some good white people. If I go to Brazil and anything like what happened to those dudes happened to me, dang, my first phone call is going to be to my hotel. My hotel is going to reach out to Selma. Selma is going to call Francisco. About an hour later, all the mess will be cleared up. You see what I'm saying? If something happened to me in the favela, it's kind of the same route. Say like my cancer just get real bad all of a sudden, and I fall over. The children will tell one of the adults. One of the adults will go to NGO, tell Selma. Selma call Francisco. I'd probably be on my way to a hospital or something. You see what I mean? If something happens to me in the hood in the United States, I am SOL. Well, he shouldn't have been there. When people robbed my house, when this woman's son stole my guns, his mom, this is what his mom said to me. Well, you should not have tried to mentor my son and my children. This is the whole reason. She is one of the main reasons why I stopped helping children that were still attached to their BW mom in the United States. That's what she said to me. The mere fact that I was trying to help these children, she said they had every right to rob me. They had every right that when I left and went to another country to break into my house and steal my stuff, destroy my cars. Yeah, this came from a BW. And they're the first one, y'all don't protect us. That's why. Why should we when that's your attitude? Remember, the people that's actually freeing us, that's showing us respect, you will find most often do not look like us. All right, this is what you'll discover. They don't look like us. And when you see all these appointees in these government positions, understand that these people like Joe Biden, they know what they're doing. They know who they're appointing. They know who they are appointing, y'all. Who these women are not is not lost on them. These women have shown them for the past 400 years that if you get the right ones, they'll betray us with the quickness. They'll betray us with the quickness. And until Afro men start paying attention to other Afro men, we ain't going to ever get anything done. Period. Not as a whole. Okay. I showed the brothers a lot of the videos, so we'll see what becomes of it. Period. I showed the brothers a lot of the videos, so we'll see what becomes of it and see if we can get this stuff shared. Period. All right. Hey, what's up, Kangaroo? Hey, what's up, 180? All right. And so, basically, guns, watches. Remember the watches I used to give out? They stole watches. They were looking to steal the instruments that I wanted to teach the children with. Now, I want y'all to understand this. This is the mentality when you try to do something in the hood. What they seek to do is steal the equipment from the person that wants to train the children. This is why nothing gets done in the hood. And not only that, where I lived, they couldn't kick them out, but a lot of the BWs was bringing thugs over and smoking the wacky tobacco in front of their children. And the office knew about it, but you couldn't do anything about it. But just say, man, that's just sad. And a lot of these children were going hungry. So myself, other neighbors were feeding these children because their mothers was too busy spending all of her money, the welfare money, Section 8 money, on weed with her fly-by Negro friends that was smoking with her. This is the nature of the so-called black community. Okay, it's hard to help us, so I have to go to other countries. Now, unfortunately, by going to Brazil, things are nicer, and a lot of brothers have visited me there from the channel that for the first visit, and they can tell you even in the so-called danger spots, it's nice because there is a level of decorum that has been provided as a result of what I do. So because I tell them that you all make it possible, what I do for them, then when they see you with me, the respect that they give me, you get. Hold on for a second. So y'all, let me see if this brother will. See if this brother can. Hey, oh dang, you ain't. Hold on for a second. I thought you was going to be on here. I wanted you to speak to. Oh. Oh man, I don't know what's going on with my thing. Oh, call me back because you're not on here. I'm doing a live right now, but I have to do the phone thing because hold on, because I'm not doing the StreamYard. But I wanted you to talk about your trip in Brazil when you came down here. Hold on, but let me get you so you could be in the speaker. All right. All right. Hold on for a second. I'm gonna hit you back. See something. All right, there we go. Go ahead, you on. How was your trip?
Oh, Brazil was wonderful, man. My first time going to Brazil, it was really beautiful, just like the Caribbean, Trinidad, but more authentic in the Brazilian traditional way.
How did they?
From Houston going to Brazil, Houston was the cold weather, so going to Brazil, like, the climate change, it was warm. As soon as I got off the plane, and I met you, we went outside the airport, and it was like 80 to 90 degrees outside. But I could tell you, like, being in Brazil, I lost a lot of weight because we was constantly walking, got a lot of vitamin D, drank a lot of alkaline coconut water, and ate a lot of tropical fruits, and did a lot of walking around. It was a beautiful atmosphere.
So how did? Okay. So how did the people treat you, especially when you came out to the NGO?
Oh, the people was nice, like, down to earth. It was pretty nice. Everybody was friendly, I know for me it was a language barrier because I'm not fluent in Portuguese. I don't know as much Portuguese as I should, but the people, judging by the word and energy, they was really friendly. People spoke to us on the subway. I remember, like, when I was having a conversation, they was looking at us like, are they from London? So, like, they was curious, so they started talking to us, and, you was a translator, and kids and women, and they was like, oh, where are you from? And, we say Texas, pretty much, we was the center of attention, but also, on the streets, people were nice, at the local shops, like the pizza store we went to, people was nice, they was curious, everyone asked us questions, they, were so kind to us, they gave us directions, a bunch of smiles,
All right.
And, Brazil, yeah, go ahead.
Now, Selma took you on a tour, right?
Yes.
Oh yeah, because we all went together. How was that?
It was an experience, like I was the real thing. We saw reality for what it was. We see why, I've seen for the first time why we're doing this. And pretty much, I mean, it was still a good experience because, I come back and I can tell stories about it, but life is real. I mean, life can be good and bad. But, like I said, I've seen the reality for what it was. And, that we give our soccer balls to the children. We take care of the children. Most of the children go to the NGO. And you and I, and other brothers that's involved, we all do community service by, taking care of the children. We all, as brothers, we all do what we can.
All right, so now I want y'all to understand this. All the people that he talked about that were nice to us, those were everybody knew me. Everybody he met, everybody everywhere knew me. From the train. So everybody knew me from the train all the way to the favela, right? And so everybody gets treated nicely because of the work that I do. But I do the work, I'm able to do the work because of the help that y'all give, right? And so this is what I'm saying. When we stick together as brothers, right? All it takes is for one of us to be of good report, and then everybody that's attached to that one brother get the same kind of treatment, right? And so that was his first visit, and he was treated the same way I was treated, even though I've been going there for 6 years, right? Because not only me, but it's because who my friends are. Selma and Francisco are my friends. Well, they do what I do, right? And so then everybody attached to us, all right, gets a pass until they do something stupid. Go ahead.
Also, people in the NGO, they were nice to us too in the NGO, like, the fact that, you and I, we're affiliated and we know each other, we're friends, they treated me well too, like, I kid you not, I first walked in, the first thing they did was give me a plate of food. I remember it was rice, black beans, sausage, and some type, I think it was string beans, but they treated me like family, so, that's another thing too. And then I met some of the staff, they showed the computer work, they played the piano, the drums, the guitar. I mean, it was just a beautiful experience, man. Beautiful.
All right, so let me call up let me let you go real quick, and I'm gonna call up brother Elijah.
Elijah, yeah.
All right.
All right, man, but keep me posted. Let me know if you need anything else.
All right, peace.
All right, peace.
Okay, now the reason why I'm calling him up so that y'all can understand how this go when not only we work together, right? But I never go anywhere I'm going to see if he can call me back. I never go anywhere and let people think that I'm doing everything by myself. All right, because I got a lot of help, brothers and stuff that help a brother out. You see what I mean? And brother Elijah can tell you the same thing. Hey man, could you hit me back real quick?
Yeah.
So you could be on speaker?
You want me to call you back?
Yeah, so you could be on speaker. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
All right. And so this is the gist of it, y'all. This is what's basically going on. Don't know why we can't hear nothing. All right. Basically, what's going on is that it's hard for us to build with one another because it's just really hard for us to build with one another. All right, my phone is all of a sudden acting like it don't want to. So I don't know what's going on. But anyway, and so what this is what I'm saying. And so when we build with one another, hold on. Now let's see what happens. Okay, hey brother, what's up? I know this mofo just did not. Go ahead, what's up, bro?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Nah. Hey yo. Alright, there we go. We can hear you now. Go ahead.
Can you hear me now? Is that
Yeah,
better?
yeah, that's better. So what was your experience like when you was in Brazil? Like how did the people treat you?
Well, I was treated great. I can tell you, when I went there, and we had this conversation, but so they'll know, the first thing I did, I looked at the work you were doing and the foundation that you set. So I was mindful of that. And as I talked to Andy Selma and the others, we had that discussion.
Mm-hmm.
And I can tell you, I faced the whole time. From the birthday parties to the walking around in the favelas. And I was mindful, because I'm a little bit older, I was mindful of where I was, even to the point where I asked you, do I need to be careful of where I take pictures? And you said yes. And there was no problem. My only issue was I didn't know the language enough. But other than that, it was great. And when we talked, it changed me on the inside when I saw how they lived, and yet the respect that these people have is nothing like you'll ever see in America. I could literally, from the time I left Atlanta Airport, I could tell the difference, literally.
Uh-huh. And
And I
so
think
go ahead. And so and so did you feel safe in the favela?
I did, yes.
All right, and let me point out. All right. And that's the difference. When brothers have rapport, other brothers, when they come in, can feel safe in places where we go as brethren. You understand, brothers? All right. This is why we need to get off that mess that we only want people to like. Y'all can share my videos, all my videos. Y'all know y'all can share content from my video. I hide nothing, nor do I come and tell you or make it so you cannot share the information that I'm giving, because it is meant to help the whole community. And we got people so selfish that they make you pay for a favela tour. You got to pay them to tour the favelas because people are making money off of it, so they'll allow you to come through there. So you don't see what's real, you see what you go there to pay for. This dude didn't have to pay a dime to go. There was no fee to go on a tour to see what we do. As a matter of fact, he helped me with some stuff in the favelas. When Brother Stephen went down there, we went and bought a guitar out of the music store. I mean, look, this is what it is. All right. So we went down there to see our fellow brethren. And that's what they call me, brother. But then that's what they call him, brother. Go ahead.
Well, Navi, when you go, I'm not going to speak for the younger ones, I'm gonna speak for those ones. You take a degree of respect, regardless of whether you're poor or rich. I don't care. I do my best to treat men as men and just have respect. And the street is interesting. Streets can pick that up better than other people. They, as they say, the youngsters say, they know the real from the fake.
Yeah. Yeah.
And even Auntie Selma asked me, she said, "Are you afraid?" And I told her, "No, I'm not afraid." And get this, I understand people. I saw the school. I was in the school. You step outside, you got a road, and I saw the guys rolling up and down the streets with them, their weapons.
Yeah.
But I'm not hearing in the news that these are the ones like that story Nabi's doing now, are kidnapping us and burning down our homes and all this other nonsense.
Right. And that's my thing. That's what I'm saying. We need to start patronizing these racist countries. We need to stop giving our money to them. We need to stop visiting them. All right. Some places are just as bad as the KKK was way back in the day. All right. We need to understand that. And we need to try to when something do happen to one of our brethren from one of these places, because we don't know. We don't know. Now we know. We don't know until we know. And so we need to keep this up in the news so that these brothers there ain't going to spend 34 years there for stuff we know they didn't do. Them being set up, people stealing all their stuff in kangaroo courts. And we know that the United States ain't going to do a damn thing for us Afro men. No matter how many BWs they put up in there. That's why they're putting the BWs up in there. Because they never did nothing for us. While the Afro man has sacrificed his life, Malcolm X sacrificed his life, Fred Hampton, Stokely Carmichael, Martin Luther King, Medgar Evers. While they sacrificed their lives, these are the same black women that said black men ain't never did nothing for us. And they're only in the positions that they're in because they are appointed by these dudes because of the men that sacrificed their lives for these women to get up there and to betray and be traitorous to the whole entire Afro community if they're straight Afro men. Oh, and let's not forget our children. Remember, more children have died by the hand of BWs than all other things combined that has killed us. Just wrestle your minds around that. All right?
And while we're being distracted by all this nonsense, we're getting killed.
Right.
So we're turning on the TV to see how many points LeBron scored. We're turning on the TV to see what Kevin Durant did. We're turning on the TV to see who got drafted. And that's irrelevant because ain't none of them doing anything about your situation, but that's more important. And then one of us dies, we ho-hum and keep on going. And then we complain. I don't listen to folks that don't do anything. I really don't at all. And so if it ends up being 10 of us, then we'll make that 10 work.
Hey, now let me say this. The video I put up earlier about Joe Biden and a Russian summit is probably the most important video that Afro people need to listen to. You said, well, it's two white men at a summit. No, it's one clown and another clown, and you see how both of them are using propaganda. Only one is looking to destroy us. And one of the ways they're looking to do it is to do it internationally. This dude, Joe Biden, is letting people know that Americans that travel will have no backing from the United States. That's what you should get out of this clownish buffoon. And he attacked this reporter because she asked a legit question that he didn't get a chance to rehearse. And he attacked her verbally. This is the clown that a lot of these sucker BPs put into office fraudulently. And the other one's like, oh, your dude Trump lost, this, that, and the other. The thing is, what y'all don't understand, if you travel, you don't want a weak mofo that everybody can run all over in office. Because now when things happen to you, like what's going on in Ecuador, they know that these guys are going to be down there until there's another president. Or there's other congressmen. All right. And because they're from D.C., their Congress people are always going to be Democrats. And, you know, they ain't going to do crap about them. I bet you if they was from Texas, there would be more of an inquiry, even though they are Afro men. And you know why? Because they're from Texas. I'm serious.
I don't know.
Go ahead.
I don't know how much more news and information and facts do dark-skinned men need. What else do you need? How much more do you need? Or are you just afraid?
Well, wait, they need something just because they don't listen. When we put those videos up, I promise you, the least watched videos on my channel are the ones where I'm talking about finances or something that's going on in world news that's going to affect us directly on a micro level as Afro men. But you talk about Boyce Watkins, they're on it because, well, he's a celebrity. Right? But when you talk about important stuff that a lot of these young dudes need to be listening to, they ain't going to listen to it. All right? And so I was like, well, sorry for you then. Because when the shoe drops, right, there is not going to be anybody to help you. Right? I would have loved to have had this been a panel. But this channel is a small one, and so we can't really afford to pay for the StreamYard. So I could do panels all the time. Because I'm not trying to be popular. I'm trying to give y'all what y'all are going to need to survive. And not only survive, prosper as you watch everybody else crumble before you. You see what I'm saying? But this is pretty much not important to a lot of dudes. And now they're wondering why they are in such control of these females. Right? I tried to tell you they're making them judges for a reason. They know and understand that these women cannot stand the Afro man. Not the straight one. Again, I will tell you, the same women that don't like what I say, so they'll call me GHEY, are the same women that will come and fight me when I say that is an abomination, an abominable lifestyle that brings about death to the Afro community because it is not procreation. And it's biblical. I'm speaking from the Bible. Speak from the Bible. They'll come and they will shout you down. And then turn around and call you that GHEY because they mean it as an insult. See what I mean? So when they call you that, understanding it, meaning it as an insult, they do it because it's an insult because they know that you're not. Go ahead. You was about to say something, brother?
Well, one of the things about your message, Nabi, I don't know if most brothers listen to you know it or not, it's backed by the word. And the word can make you uncomfortable if you oppose it. You talk about women, but all of it comes from the book. And I think a lot of these, because when I'm here, a lot of dark-skinned men, younger and older, have an issue applying that word when they got to look across and say, yeah, you got to apply that to your mother, you got to apply that to your aunt, you got to apply that to your daughter, you got to apply that to your niece, this, that, and so forth. And then it becomes an issue.
Oh yeah.
Well, you're gonna keep on struggling. The word is like it is.
Yeah.
And so trying to make these excuses, I'll say it like this: the Creator didn't make no excuse for these women. Why should you?
Exactly. When he went at Eve, he really went at Eve. He didn't directly punish Adam, but he directly punished Eve. And Van Auger said this. He said, where in that does black love come? But it's all about black love, huh? The only people that black love people want you to love is the BW, and they want you to love them unconditionally, even though they're destroying our children and the Afro men and the community, which we're not supposed to love evil. All right? But they don't care if they love, if those same BWs love the Afro man or not. They get to hate us, but they tell us that our love is supposed to be unconditional?
Unconditional.
Unconditional?
That's not gonna work.
Yeah.
When you
You
go
know
to
why?
a job,
All the unconditional, because they got a coochie, man.
Oh, go ahead.
They got a coochie, man. Unconditional.
That don't work. When you go to a job and apply, there are conditions. When you get in a car, there are conditions. The word is like that. But you know, all this stuff, to me, all of this stuff is to try to remove the sons from the word of the Most High.
Exactly. And the Most High said that's why, all right, remember, I pointed out in Deuteronomy, and I pointed out in Ezra, the people that we're not supposed to mess with and intermarry with. And they were all black. And he said specifically because they will turn your sons and daughters' hearts away from following the commandments of the Most High. Period.
And don't we have examples of that today? I get tickled with people now. I get tickled. It makes me almost think like they believe that the Creator is lying to them and the devil is telling them the truth. Like the devil loves them and the Creator hates them. Look at his word and then you make that decision. Before there was a Kevin Samuel, a Kwame Bryant, even a reluctant Nabi, even me, there was the word of the Creator.
But
and we take it lightly and we're dying.
Right. No, I want to tell y'all
Why
something.
we dying?
Uh-huh.
Go ahead, bro.
I want to say something else. Right? We need to stop putting value into somebody because they got a coochie and a big butt. All right. I just go on Facebook and look at some of these in some of these groups, some of these posts. They'll put a BW up there in a bathing suit, and then you see a bunch of clowns drooling. Oh yeah, now that's a queen right there. All they saw was a picture, and already they're deifying the BW because they see a picture, and they say that's a queen. Oh, why is she a queen? Oh, because she looked good and with oil put on her, makeup, and in a bathing suit that really covers up all the blemishes. Or she's one of the few models that they could pick out that has that shape, while the vast majority, 80%, do not have that shape.
That's right.
All right? And so they pick out one or two and say, this represents, and they say, oh, queen, mother God, and stuff. Brothers, y'all better watch it. All right? So, go ahead. You got any last words, bro?
Last word in regards to that shape. I go to the gym about 4 times a week. And when I was talking to the brother, I said, I want y'all to look around and tell me who you don't see in the gym. And they always say, oh, sister, exactly.
Exactly.
When I see all the others, I see Asians in there, this, that, and so forth, but it's who I don't see And those are the ones who expect us who are in the gym and doing our thing to chase them. It's not going to happen with me.
Okay, listen to what Lizzo said. Lizzo. I'm talking about Lizzo for shizzle my nizzles. Lizzo said that Afro man, she needs to marry an Afro man and he needs to accept her as she is. But she do not want no man as big as she is. The man that she wants need to have a six-pack. He needs to be built. He needs to be well-financed. And he needs to be tall. Lizzo said that. Lizzo. For shizzle my nizzle, that's what Lizzo said.
And something in her crazy mind believes that nonsense.
Yeah, believe that she's entitled to a man with those requirements, but she don't need to have requirements to find a good man. Right? This is why we should leave them alone. All right? Period. Because they do not respect men. And any man that gets with her, she will not respect. All right? Now, having said that, brothers, it's a lose-lose all the way around if you get with these women here in the U.S. All right? And so, in closing, I'm about to close this out. Let's share the video so we can learn about these two guys. When the video is up, look in the description box. It should, I guess when YouTube gets, because this don't go up as quick as the other one. All right, or go to DC Rob, DC Born Rob, right, and look for that video about these dudes from Ecuador, Americans wrongfully accused. All right, and oh, you forgot for shizzle, young boy 24. Okay, and so look for that. Understand this, brothers. Understand this. All right. Oh, don't forget Sunday, for those of you, 12 Eastern, 11 o'clock. I'm pretty sure y'all got the link. All right. Brothers. All right. Brothers. Understand this. That we only have ourselves. And if something happens to you in the U.S., who's going to report about you? And what good is it going to do if none of y'all ever share the videos of the people that you listen to? And I mean everybody that you listen to. All right. In a sense, I saw what happened on DC Rock. So I'm able to make a video and reach all of y'all. I showed y'all what happened to them brothers. How many of y'all are going to share this live stream and DC Rob on all your social media platforms? Because that's what needs to happen. All right. In closing, I will say this. Don't forget my PayPal and Cash App is in the description box. For those of you that like to help me with what I'm doing in the community and help me with the channel. And don't forget also that you don't donate out of sacrifice. You donate out of abundance. So you take care of yourself and family first. Don't forget, if you haven't already, hit them thumbs up. And I will holler at all of y'all a little later, after a while, and by. And hopefully, I'm going to get with DC Rob and some of the other brothers so that we can discuss this and have a panel, and so that we can take information to our separate channel and see if we can reach more people. Because basically, a lot of the guys with more followers, they do not really concern themselves with the justice of Afro men. It is what it is. All right. So with that said,